First in black and white, then in color. Regardless, you knew the blood dripping from the beautiful young woman's neck was red, and you ran home from school every weekday to make sure you didn't miss a moment of this campy vampire soap opera, Dark Shadows. Local author Jim Beard joins us this morning, and he was one of the many kids, and someone very close to him was one of the many kids who was running home to the shadows. Good morning. Thanks for joining us today.
Hey, thank you very much. We vampires aren't usually up at this time of the day, but for you, I made an exception.
Well, I appreciate it. I know that is probably difficult. Tell me a little bit for people who may not have heard of it necessarily or bring back their memories. And tell me a little bit about Dark Shadows, what exactly it was.
Yeah, Dark Shadows was a daytime soap opera. It began in 1966 and it ran to 1971. And it was literally the very first supernatural soap opera, a daytime drama that featured vampires and witches and a Frankenstein monster and all kinds of weird stuff on daytime TV, which was incredible.
And then it was revived again in 1991 on NBC, and then Tim Burton and Johnny Depp made a movie in 2012. Right. I think that's a fitting probably duo there for this topic. But there was something about it that made people want to watch and run home to see it.
Yeah, it's an incredible thing because it was aimed at daytime soap opera watchers, which would have been housewives at that time. But it started to collect younger people, even all the way down to grade school kids, which I think was a surprise to the producers of the show. And it became a phenomenon of this running home from school. It was on mid-afternoon during the week, and kids, if they pushed themselves, could get home to watch it just as that opening waves were coming up and the distinctive tune began.
They had to be very quick. Your wife, Becky, who has passed away, was one of those kids who ran home, and she inspired you to put some essays together on this.
Yeah. We had talked about doing a book about Dark Shadows while she was still with us, and it didn't happen. And I finally got to the point where I reached out to the community of writers that I know and said, who was a kid during that time, and would you like to contribute your own memories? And then in my introduction to the book, I actually got to tell Becky's own personal story about running home from school to watch the show.
So you put all these essays together into a book for people to flip through and recall their own memories. And one of our directors here at the station, Dave Dykema, he is one of the contributors as well to the book.
Yes, yes. And an incredible thing is that not only is the book, the memories, very familiar to everybody, but everybody tells something unique too. But I think when you read the book, you're going to see all those common threads. And we've already had people say, oh, you have told my story. That's exactly what happened to me back then.
And the contributors here, of course, Dave, as we mentioned, is here in Toledo, but do you have people contributing from different areas?
Yes, from all across the United States. The people wanted to be part of this book. And I was very fortunate. One of the main actresses on the show, Catherine Lee Scott, who played Maggie Evans and Josette Dupre, she actually wrote the foreword to the book, which Becky would have just been over the moon to have known that. And somewhere I know that she does actually know that.
Absolutely, absolutely. Well, people, they're nostalgic right now. They got to get this book. They got to flip through it. Where can they find it?
Just go right to Amazon and put in Running Home to Shadows, and you'll see that it's available both in print and in ebook for the Kindle.
Very good, Jim. Thank you so much for joining us this morning. I think a lot of people are going to enjoy it.
Thank you.
You bet. Take care.